Actually, Mr. McCourtie's great-grandfather settled here in, again, approximately 1835, and then he homesteaded several years later in 1849. And Herb came here. He went to law school at U of M, and then he made his way to Dallas, Texas, where he met up, like a lot of lawyers, you get your niche, and he fell into the cement business and was part of the Portland Cement Company. He made his millions there, and then he decided he wanted to come back home. So he came back home here, moved back to the family property. The family, he and his wife had a mansion in Jackson, 605 West Michigan Avenue, and then he also had what I refer to as where the pavilion is now with all the picnic tables. He had what's called a large home there, and then he had his man cave, that is what we call the Berm House now.
I know of McCourtie Park because of a research paper that I did on McCourtie Park. But primarily it was on the artisans that worked at McCourtie Park doing the bridges here, the concrete work, the Trabajo Rústico, also known as Faux. It's an Italian method of working with concrete, kind of, you know, like lots of arts traveled. It ended up in Mexico, and there it was Dionicio Rodriguez who worked under an Italian master. In 1928, he came to San Antonio, Laredo to San Antonio, and started working on Trabajo Rustico on his own. 32, 33 was the time that Diego Rivera was here in Detroit. So while Rivera was working institutionally in making a Mexican-American presence in Michigan, way up here in Michigan, we have these artisans that are in southeastern Michigan working on the work that they trained under Dionicio with. Maximo Cortes, Rafael Corona, whose family still lives around here, and George Cardoza. And Rafael came up to the U.S. with Dionicio, who of course was the master even at that point, to work with him. He apprenticed under him along with these other guys. They got their commissions. McCourtie got those three to work here. And this is the result. You have 17 bridges that are masterful. One of the unique woods that they included in some of these bridges. One was the Ocotillo, and then the other one is this one. And I can't quickly identify the wood, but it's something that you see like in the south, southwest, south central, where it's elongated and the cracks in the bark. The cracks in the wood is when the bark usually falls off. But you can see right here where this was where a branch was. You can see a branch. You can see the fine detail.
There's a lot of wear and tear, and the winter does do a number on the bridges with the expansion and contraction. And when there's a crack, the snow of the water gets in, water from the snow gets in there, and then when it freezes, it expands and it creates cracks. So a lot of our bridges are in need of urgent repair, and we're getting all kinds of people coming to have bids and to bid out the job. We'd welcome any more if there's anybody out there who wants to get in touch with us to come take a look at what we have. No two bridges are the same. Mr. McCourtie actually didn't see all the bridges come to fruition because he passed away in February of 1933, and they weren't quite finished yet. Artistic value is just absolutely fantastic. They have grains of wood that people can identify the tree, that if indeed this was wood, that scholars have come and said that they could identify the actual tree that it came from.
But you can see the detail of the different types of woods on the steps. The logs are different types of trees that are used. You could still see the excellence in the craftsmanship of how they used concrete.